Hello, my beautiful mystic hearts, and welcome to today's love reading. Okay, so we're going to do a how you think they're feeling versus how they're actually feeling. I'm being called to do that today. So we're just going to tap straight into how you think that they're actually viewing this connection, your divine counterpart. And then, like I said, we'll actually then tap into what is actually going on in this connection. I am also getting a bit of a no nonsense feeling this morning as well as I'm sitting down to do this message. So I feel like you are kind of standing in your power at the moment, like you've got like kind of like a no nonsense energy about you at the moment. So it'll be interesting to see where this reading actually takes us today. So let's get into it. All right, so I'm just going to get your energy through these cards here. It's just the little black ones. And we're just wanting to know how you think this masculine actually. So straight away I've said masculine, so I must be speaking with the feminines here. So which would mean that if you are already starting to resonate with this reading, that you are identify either with a twin flame or a divine counterpart connection. All right, so let's get into it. And just a little disclaimer as well, I will be referring to masculine, feminine, but it really does not matter which meat vessel you're in. You really could be identifying either with the masculine or the feminine. I feel like I always need to say that in my readings just to avoid any confusion. It just depends on which veil you're wearing, what type of trauma you need to be healing out. Beautiful. Okay, so how is this masculine, or how do you think this masculine is thinking about this connection? All right, so straight away, all right, so let's break it up. All right, so you're thinking that they're reminiscing at the moment. So I wonder where that's coming from. I wonder if you've just had this masculine pop up in your energy. I wonder if that's actually why why I've actually been called to tap straight into the masculine this morning, and how you think they're seeing this connection. So I think that you think that they're looking at photos. So I think that you think that they are in deep nostalgia at the moment. I'm also seeing my 5 of Cups card. So I'm seeing regret. I think that you feel that this masculine has a lot of regret over what's actually happened here. And like I said, I think that if you're feeling this, that they're actually have this nostalgia, that they're looking over photos at you, um, that they really can't get you off their mind at the moment. They may have just popped up into your energy, so they may have just for the first time liked a story, or they've popped up on your social media somewhere, or something's come down the grapevine to you that this person is still thinking of you, that they're still around. You also could have intuition about this as well. I'm just hearing that. It's a very heavy intuition. This person could really be, you could really feel this person in your energy, your masculine in this energy. But also too, this masculine will have photos, and I'm also hearing some videos and things of you as well. So for the right collective, this masculine will actually have something stored of you somewhere that that he will be referring to, let's say, that he will be actually looking back through. And heart with a key, so welcoming new love, meeting the one. So I think that you still think that you hold the key to this masculine's heart, just as I'm sure that he still holds a key to your heart as well. I think you guys are mirroring each other here. And yes, I definitely think that you both still hold a key to each other's heart. But very interesting that these 2 cards would come out one after the other. But we've got nostalgia here, so 6 of Cups, 5 of Cups energy here, and also key with the heart with a key. Also, I don't know why this has come to me, but you might have just had problems with keys. I just heard that, maybe just to tie you to this reading, maybe you just lost a key or misplaced your keys. There was a really random thought that just came to my mind, but that might resonate. All right, just try and get these cards here. Okay, so let's get the top row here just to keep confirming this masculine's energy, or how you are feeling this. Be very interested to see what else comes out here. These cards are actually being a little bit, okay. Okay, so this one's actually the first card that came out. So we've got a hand of cards. So take a chance, risk, being strategic, options, not showing hand. So I think that they are still holding their cards quite close to their chest, I think. But I think that you've either got intuition that they're about to take a chance with you. I think that you can feel that. But I think that they're still being quite strategic here, or you're feeling that they're being quite strategic, which means, I'll get my words out in a second, which means that there's probably been some time, some distance between the two of you. I think that it has been quite some time since the two of you have actually had any contact here. And I think that this masculine has been holding their cards to their chest for quite a long time with you. Also, the Ace of Clubs here, that might resonate with some of you too. The Ace of Clubs, maybe, I don't know why I was just seeing a tattoo of some sort with Ace of Clubs. Clubs of Ace of Clubs, yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. But also too, so taking a chance and risk. I have a funny feeling, that's why I was picking up before, that this masculine might have actually just come into your energy again. I don't think this masculine has actually reached out to you yet, but I think they've come into your energy in some way. So either, like I said, either you can really feel them really psychically stalking you at the moment, or they've just popped up somewhere like on social media as and they've just come through and they've liked a photo, or you can see that they viewed a story or something along those lines. But they haven't actually stepped forward yet. I don't think they've actually stepped forward just yet. We'll come back to these, but I'm just interested to see this. So we've got heartbroken, coffee cup. Well, that's very interesting. That's my conversation card. That is my message card right there. And then we've got not today. And then we've got girl talk. And then one last one here is with the boat. Okay, so heartbroken. Very interesting cards here. So I think that you do think that this masculine, there's been a lot of heartbreak here for this masculine, as there has been for yourself as well. And also just confirming here that there has been separation, and there, which is what I was picking up on just then, is that there has been some separation here for quite some time between the two of you. So I think that if it's for the right collective, that this has been, I'm hearing several months since you've actually heard from this person. So it could even be a little bit longer than that. I don't think that this is a separation that's just happened in the last few days. I think this has actually really happened quite some time ago. And both of you, I'm just hearing though, both of you have been going through a really healing phase, a real healing journey during this time of separation. So I definitely don't think that you have not been doing anything in this separation. I think that both of you have really been quite activated to this journey and have both been going on your separate individual healing journeys, really dealing with your shadow. I'm just getting the distinct feeling that both of you have had some serious shadow work to do, and you have both been in your own ways actually working through that. So I do think though that you feel that there was a lot of heartbreak here, which means that the separation between the two of you, I'm hearing, was quite sudden, but it was also, there were some very harsh words spoken here, and there was just a lot of heartbreak for the two of you. I'm seeing my Five of Wands card, so quite a bit of conflict here. I think that both of you were deeply hurt. I think definitely you, my divine feminine, I definitely think that you have really been very heartbroken. And there have definitely been times where both of you have been feeling lost, grieving, mourning. Like I said, I'm very much seeing my Five of Wands card here. So I think that there really was quite a bit of conflict before you guys went into separation. I'm hearing straight away, I'm hearing third parties as well. So I'm going to say it, not necessarily romantic. It'll be interesting to see what else comes out in these cards. But I'm just, like I said, I'm just straight away hearing third parties. So I think that this masculine didn't make you ever feel like a priority. I think that this masculine understands that as well. I think there were a lot of other priorities in this masculine's life when you guys went into separation. And like I said, not just romantic. I think that Also, so this could be family, friends. I'm hearing friends was a big influence here as well. But like I said, there has definitely been heartbreak here and separation on both sides. Um, yeah, and I think that both of you have been quite deeply hurt. Then we've got coffee cups. This is very interesting. So meeting conversation. I don't think that this has come through yet, but I think that this is what you're anticipating, which is why I think it's why Spirit's confirming for us that this masculine has just popped up in your energy. I think this was probably a little bit of a surprise for you as well. I don't think that you were expecting this masculine to just pop up. Surprised my little lightning card didn't come out actually. But yes, I do think that that you are expecting this. So savoring the moment, feeling uplifted. This is my message card, right? And this is my card of like that. Hey, how are you? How are you going? Kind of like dipping the masculine, dipping their toes in, just to see if you're still around or really it's quite a friendly. It's quite a friendly little catch up, really. And I think that this is what you're expecting. This could also be part of the cycle that you guys have gone through in the past as well. Is that all of a sudden the masculine will just pop up and just hey. So I think that this is something that you're expecting. But this is happening here, right? So we've got avoiding conversation, avoiding the core boundary. So this masculine is still avoiding it. So this is what you're expecting, but given that he's still holding the masculine still holding their cards very, very close to their chest here, I think that you still feel this masculine still in an avoidance over this conversation, over this connection as well. So clearly, this is saying it. So still angry. You might feel that this masculine might be still harboring some resentment towards you. Like I said, this heartbreak and when you guys separated, I just keep seeing my Five of Wands card. I just think there was a lot of conflict. Conflict's the word I'm looking for when you guys separated. So yeah, I think that I can just also see too that you're both hovering over your phones. I think that you are really mirroring each other. So I'm going to get another couple of cards. I'd be interested to see if that mirror card actually comes out. But I do think that you think that this masculine is still avoiding this, right? He's still in a little bit of an avoidance here. Because then we've got girl talk. So time with friends, moving on, happily single. I think that this is something that you think may have happened with this masculine, not necessarily girl talk, but that maybe I think this might cross your mind is that has this masculine actually moved on? Like I said, there has been quite a bit of time here between the two of you. So I think that this does go over in your mind a lot. Has this masculine moved on? Are they actually happily single? Are they out there having fun? Is this really over? I'm also seeing is this really over? That card as well. We will get down into the masculine and just to see what's actually going on, but yeah, I think that this is something that you're a little bit concerned about. Is this moving on? Has this masculine actually found somebody else? Are they dating? I'm also seeing my dating card as well. I think that this is something you think about. But but then you're hoping that this is the healing journey that this masculine is going through. So receiving what they need, progression. This is very much, when I see this card, I always see the Six of Swords card here. So moving on to much calmer waters, having gone through, some real upheaval in life and actually moving through to something a lot calmer, i.e., healing journey, after coming through, a procession, but I'll get my words out, a procession of towers, of karmic relationships. So you are definitely hoping that this masculine is in fact on his healing journey and that he is moving through his cycles and that he is closing out, really issues in his life, and I'm seeing that Eight of Cups card as well. So just leaving behind things that no longer serve him is really what you're hoping, right? And also dealing with his avoidant shadow. So really dealing with that that veil that shadow that he's been carrying around since early childhood. That avoidant veil, that real fear of commitment, fear of letting anybody get too close to him, that fear of being tied down, just that real avoidance is what you're hoping that he has moved on. And like I said, I keep saying he, she, it's not gendered. It just depends on which journey you're identifying with. So let's get a few more here just to confirm how you think this masculine is feeling. I feel like I need to get two more. Oh, that's way too many. None of them come out the upright. So let's just get a couple more here. What's on the bottom there? Healthier choices. So interesting. Literally as I was talking about it. So we've got self-love, self-care, being happier. This is certainly the energy that you are hoping that this masculine is stepping into. I'm just hearing as well, I think that addictions really played a big part in this connection as well. So I think that you are certainly hoping that he is healing, that this masculine is moving on to, just far healthier choices in life, leaving behind those addictions, leaving behind those karmic situations, leaving behind really toxic friendships. I do think that friends really have played a very big part, really in the, what's the word I'm looking for? Definitely in the separation. I think that there was advice given here that there were quite toxic cycles, friendship cycles that this masculine was going through, had around him at the time that you guys were first brought into union. But I think that you're hoping that through this connection, that through this journey that you're certainly hoping he's on, is that he's making healthier choices, that he's actually healing this stuff out. So let's get these few cards here. So I like you. So somebody likes you. Camera. Well, that's the camera reminiscing card again. All right. So really just confirming exactly what we've been talking about. So we've got I like you. So somebody likes you. Romance is blooming. Fun, flirting, wanting to date. I think that you still think that this masculine is, that there's still a lot of love here between the two of you. Right, I don't, which, just confirms what we were saying. I would be surprised if there wasn't, let's be honest. I would be surprised if there wasn't. So I think that you are thinking that this coffee cup, that this message is going to be coming through, that maybe you do have a date on the cards here, a meet up, a catch up, is what you're thinking. And then we've got another reminiscing card. So we've got that camera again. So reminiscing, keepsake. This is wanting to make new memories with you though, right? So that means that you are definitely thinking that he's reminiscing, but that he wants to make a fresh start with you, which is why I don't think that something's come across your table yet, but I definitely think that you are expecting this to come through. I definitely think your intuition is very strong at the moment about this coffee cup, and the fact that he is reminiscing. Like I said, if this is the case, then you would know that he's got some videos, photos, whatever, saved of you, that he is definitely going back. I'm also just heard memories as well, like Facebook memories as well. I just heard that straight away. But then self-indulgence. So as we were saying, so focusing on self-worth, time to heal, shadow work, self-appreciation. This is exactly what we were just saying. So, and this is, the mirror card hasn't come out, which I'm surprised about, but you're both, I feel, mirroring each other with this is that you both have been focusing on self-worth, very heavy shadow work, very much focusing on that shadow, and self-appreciation, self-love, really understanding what this journey is about and really stepping into self-worth, which is not an easy journey. It really is not an easy journey, and it takes time. It really takes time. But then we've got not enough here. So frustrated in relationship, lack of confidence, self-sabotage. Maybe you do think that there are at times that he or this masculine does maybe feel like he's not enough for you. Maybe this is what you think is stopping him from coming through to you, is the fact that he does feel that he's not enough for you, that maybe he isn't as far along in his healing journey as what you need him to be. And that he does self-sabotage here. Also, jealousy could have really played a big part in your connection as well. But I do think that you are feeling that he's frustrated, and that it's his lack of confidence and his self-sabotage, his ego, that is actually making him, stopping him. It's actually been the blocker here. The fact that he's not, avoiding this call with you up to this point, and that he's been holding his cards so close to his chest. Okay, so you should pretty much know now if this is going to be your collective. That really should have you should have had like little bing moments as I was talking there. So you'll know pretty much now if that is your collective or not. This is, you know what I'm trying to say. Beautiful. Okay, so that's how you think this masculine is feeling. So let's actually get into it. All right. What I want to do, trying to decide if I get my picture cards or if I get some oracles. All right, I actually want to get some oracles first. I want to get my animal oracles here. I want to see how this masculine is seeing this connection. Yeah, I actually want to see how he's seeing it. Gosh, masculine's got a lot to say. All right, I'm just going to wing out that energy here. I will be referring to the book here as well with these cards, just to make sure that we get the true essence of the card. So let's go. All right, so how does this masculine view this connection? What's happening here? All right, that's the one that wants to come out. What is it? All right, we will get a few here, but the first one is the number 8, so fox. All right, let me get the book. All right, so straight away, I always see when I do look at this is the book here, is I always do see, it looks like the 10 of swords to me, like that there has definitely been some burdens here, which doesn't surprise me given the heartache that I think that you both have been feeling as a result of this connection. Also the fox can be a little sneaky too. So let's actually get into it here. So we've got the number 8. So you could be seeing a lot of 888s as well. I just heard that. August. I'm seeing 8, right? So the number 8, and so August could also be really relevant here as well. The month of August. All right, so number 8, so fox. All right, so let's see how this masculine is seeing this connection. So the fox represents the intelligence and craftiness to take advantage of the world. It may represent adaptability, the ability to not take oneself too seriously, and the capacity to learn from mistakes. The fox can gain enormous satisfaction from besting others. Yeah, so I think that this is part of the shadow that this masculine has been going through. I think this is part of his self-reflection that he's been going through, is that he can be a little sneaky with the world. And you would know this about this masculine as well. This will be really ringing true for you, for the right collective here. So I think that this masculine, he can be a little manipulative. I'm not going to lie. Also, I don't mean to be harsh, but I think he can be a little bit manipulative. And he like I said, he actually knows this about himself. He really can, when he's not in his divine masculine power, he really can see areas to take advantage of others. And I certainly think that that's how he probably made you feel in this connection. I'm definitely getting the feeling, though, that this is part of his shadow, though, that he is examining. And I think that you actually highlighted this. I'm just hearing that you really very much highlighted this for him when you guys went into separation. I think that there was a boundary put up here about his sneaky behavior that will really resonate with whoever this collective is for. But I think that you actually put up boundaries here, which ultimately then led to the separation. And I think that he's going over this. He understands this about himself, and this is part of that shadow that he's really trying to heal out here. I'm definitely hearing that he's had to really examine himself. He's really put the microscope on himself. And I'm just seeing here too, it almost looks like a magnifying glass. I feel like that's the magnifying glass that this masculine has actually put on himself as a result of the separation that's happened between the two of you. Which means that he is going to be really activated to this journey. I don't think that this masculine is unaware, let's just say that, of a divine counterpart connection. Yeah, I think he's very heavily into shadow work. All right, let's get a couple more here. All right. All right, so then we've got the weasel. All right, so the number 7 as well. So we've got 87 that could, or 78, they could also be numbers relevant as well. We've also got a little sword here that I'm looking at. Straight away, I'm just drawn to that sword. So you could be dealing with an air sign here as well. So I'm hearing Gemini straight away. That's what I heard. But it could be any of the air signs is what you could be dealing with that little sword. I'm also seeing the Ace of Swords as well. So truth. As well, which could also be indicating this revelation that may be coming through to you as well. But let's get the cards. The book. Let's just see what this says. So the weasel. So the weasel represents the cunning and courage to take on any situation. This boldness, however, may lead to rash actions. It may also signify the importance or need for activity and involvement. The weasel shows an active curiosity, interest in events and people, which may border on the nosy. All right, so you might actually know this about this masculine, is he might be a very curious type of a person. He might be a bit prone to gossip. I just heard that straight away. He might be a bit prone to gossip, but I think that this is part of all of this shadow that he's working through, yeah, is because this is also another card of sort of is a bit sneaky, that bit of that sneaky behavior. I think that you would know this about this person. I don't think that I am saying anything that is a surprise to the right collective here, that you would absolutely know this about this person. Yeah, I think that he does have pretty sneaky tendencies, and take that as for however that means to you. Yeah, I just think that he is someone that's probably, I'm just hearing, very intelligent and can really see around corners and really can understand. I'm hearing this, so I'm going to say it. He can identify how others are feeling and can understand that quite quickly and can use that to his advantage, is what I'm hearing. So take that. I don't normally ever say this, but I feel like in this scenario that will actually make sense. So take that as that resonates. Whatever that means to you, take that as that resonates. But like I said, I think there were some really heavy boundaries that were put up here with this masculine and around this behavior. And I think that this is what is very much is what he's focusing on. He understands that this is what his shadow is. So yeah, so we've got the weasel and the fox. Not to be harsh on the poor old masculine, like I said, I'm not saying I can only read what the cards are and what spirit's telling me. But like I said, I don't think this will be coming as a shock to anyone. That your masculine, this is that shadow that he was wearing. I also am just hearing as well that it is part of his avoidant veil, and the part of his armor that he keeps up that just keeps him protected. Right, is this kind of behavior, and he's needed to have this behavior. I'm hearing since he was a child. This kind of sneaky behavior. It's learnt behavior, learnt as a result of a very, very difficult childhood. I'm hearing that. So, like I said, this won't be coming as a surprise to anyone. You would know this about this masculine, that he had a very, very difficult childhood. I'm also hearing, and I'll say it, that I've got a tendency to be a bit of a fibber. I just heard that as well. So, which comes down to sneaky behavior, but it is all part of his shadow, this, which he's working through. I'm definitely getting the feeling that he's working through this. All right. I'm going to get just one more, I think. One more, spirit, one more. All right, there it is. And then we have the bear. That'll be interesting. Let's see what this is. The number 14 as well. So 1-4, 4th of the 1st, 1st of the 4th. Those dates might be important. I'm also hearing the 14th of July as well, or the 14th of August. Those dates might resonate. But the bear, so we've got the number 14. It's quite a hibernation. So I'm actually looking at this straight away before I've even looked at the book. Bears hibernate, right? Especially during the winter. I'm straight away feeling hermit energy here, which would really, it's gonna be interesting to see what the book is saying for this, but I'm definitely getting hermit energy, which means that he's in deep self-reflection, really taking time out and hibernating at the moment. But let's see what the book says. All right, so the bear represents, just a second. The bear represents the emergence of abilities and potentials which have been laying dormant. Yeah, so hermit energy. It can signify a down-to-earth approach to life, but with an awareness of the inner world. Or, I'm just going to switch the page here. Or it may represent waiting for the right time for something to happen. The bear is slow to rouse, but can be extremely fierce when provoked. All right, so I'm getting a few things here. I'm definitely feeling hermit energy here, right? So very much that hibernation of the bear, deep reflection, right? And this is this shadow work that this masculine has been going through, and really trying to find new ways of doing things, really trying to, I'm just hearing let go of karmic shackles is really what he's trying to do, and just really taking time out. I'm just straight away as well, just seeing what looks like almost like a shackle around this bear's neck as well here. I don't know if you can see that, that's picking up on camera, but I think this is what he's really trying to break free from. Also the fact that that he can be quite quick to temper as well. So I think this is also part of this masculine shadow. You may have memories of this masculine when pushed. It might maybe take a lot to get him angry, but when he does, he's very, very fiery. You may also be dealing with a fire sign. I just heard that as well, quite passionate. But you would understand this about this masculine. And I'm just hearing as well that once the masculine's pushed to that point, it can be quite difficult to actually bring him back again. That will really resonate with the right person here. But this is all part of this shadow. This is what he's been hermiting of. This is what he's on deep reflection in. This is what he's been trying to heal out. And like I said, I think that this is all the stuff that you have highlighted to him. Right? I don't think that he would have been quite as aware of his shadow had your paths not crossed, had you actually not been brought into union for the first time. All right, so that's the masculine. All right, what I'm really interested now is I want to get my picture cards. I want to actually see what's happening with this masculine. But that's what's kind of going on, you know, as a result of this connection, how he's seeing this connection. But let's get the picture cards. Let's see what's actually going on with this masculine. All right, what is going on with this masculine and this connection? That was cold shoulder. But let's do this, okay. Oh. You actually cannot make this up. And these cards are flying out. We've got both actual twin flame cards here. So this is how this masculine sees you. And this is what he's in deep reminisce about you at the moment. So we've actually got twin flames, so the whole runner chaser dynamic, divine timing. He feels that this is being very much protected under divine timing. Also the opposites attract too. So like I said, there's actually two actual twin flame cards in this deck, and you've got both of them. So I think that's pretty clear as to what this masculine or how this masculine feels towards you. I also think that I think you feel the same. I absolutely think that you are mirroring each other here. But the fact that you guys, I'm just going to put these here, the fact that you both are so different, I think is what's playing over in this masculine's mind. I think that, so when we've got not your usual type, I'm just going to put these cards here. When we've got not your usual type, especially twin flames, right? So this is clearly a twin flame dynamic, twin flame connection. Also, you could be seeing a lot of 111s as well. So 111, a lot of repeating numbers. But when the two twin flames meet each other, you are from such different walks of life, and you really are totally attracted to, but it's really someone that you never ever thought you would be attracted to. Like, you're so different. So, I mean, whether it be different lifestyle changes or like completely different backgrounds, cultural backgrounds, religious backgrounds, nobility factors. There could also be a really large age gap as well. It's just someone that you never ever thought that you would be attracted to. So very, very different, different to your usual type. And also typically that difference is a societal issue, which means that everybody around you will tell you that this connection could never work. You both know deep down that this is actually your person, but everybody around you will actually tell you that this connection can't happen. So whether it's your family and friends who really only have the very best intentions for you, can actually give you some really bad advice on these connections. Unless you've actually gone through the twin flame journey yourself, you kind of really can't understand it. But yes, I think that this person is very, very different. I also think that this is something that is going over in his mind. So your intuition around him not feeling enough, around the masculine not feeling enough, is probably right. I think that this is what this blocker is. I'm going to get tarot after this just to see, just to break it down a bit further. But I think that the fact that you guys come from such different backgrounds, I think is played a major blocker here. It's something the masculine's going to have to work through though, because the whole point, or one of the points, not the whole point, but one of the points of the twin flame journey, and then ultimately the move into your divine, divine energy, divine masculine, divine feminine energy. But that twin flame journey is to really show those around you that, societal factor or not, you actually don't need to listen to what society says is true and correct, right? You don't need to listen to the rat race, really. That you can break free from that conditioning that we're all given, that from what society says is right and wrong, you can actually break free from it. And so that really is just like I said, I just feel that masculine is really going over the differences between the two of you. And I think that this has been a blocker, but it's a layer that he's going to have to get through. But yeah, so clearly, I mean, that's very magic. I have to say, it's really magic, and it just confirms exactly what this masculine is thinking, right? It's definitely twin flame here. Which means that, yes, there has been a lot of heartbreak. So when you were saying heartbreak, you think this masculine is heartbreak. I think both of you are very heartbroken as a result of this connection. I think you are correct in your intuition there. Then we've got self-love. So you are actually correct. So your intuition is really spot on with this. Right, I'm actually going to put this here. So broken mirrors. So when you were both met each other, you really were both broken mirrors, but you mirrored back to each other, right? I think at the time it could have been quite toxic between the two of you, because you really were mirroring back to each other all of your shadow that you needed to heal out. And you both are so broken. So that's another thing when twin flames meet, is you're both in such broken states when you meet each other, because you both typically come from pretty tough backgrounds. You definitely mirror each other's trauma very often. If not exactly the same type of trauma, very often it's very similar in the way that you especially in childhood, you do have very similar experiences. It's just you end up dealing with it in a very different way. So one of you will then move into a real fear of abandonment type trauma or type scar that you need to heal out. Really needing to find validation in everybody around you, really having quite serious self-esteem issues, really. And then the avoidant, the masculine, will then learns that the way that they will deal with their trauma through this very tough childhood is they will just avoid. They just shut everything down. They shut down their emotion. They just shut the world out. As a way to cope. But I think that this is really what you've both been working through. Also addictions as well. So addictions are really, was picking up on that before, and just confirming that I think that addictions really did play a huge part in this. Why did I just hear, though? I think you're both going into a period of sobriety. Definitely for my feminines, I think you're definitely in a period of sobriety. I think you have been for a little while. I think the masculine is also on heading that way as well. Rehab, I just heard the word rehab as well. So rehab might also have played or be playing factors here. But self-love, here we go. So loving, taking back control, finally being happy. This was that boat card that came up with you, that real self-love card, so your intuition around your masculine, and you hoping that he's on his healing journey. Well, he is, right? He is stepping into self-love as a result of this connection. Also confirming that last deck we got with the animal cards. So he really is on his healing journey, very much holding that magnifying glass up to himself and really wanting to finally be happy. I'm not sure if he's quite there yet, but he really does actually want to be happy in his world. Also red roses. Red roses could really mean something to you as well, or just roses in general. Red flowers, maybe. Red flowers, maybe you're seeing red flowers as you're watching this reading. Maybe at some point he actually gave you a bunch of red flowers, red roses. But look, high value. So he sees you still as the Empress. So he knows how special this connection is, clearly, right? And he sees you as his Empress. So he sees you as a high value feminine. I'm going to say feminine because I don't mean to make it gendered, but a high value feminine. It is the Empress. You are in your Empress glow. You know, beautiful, abundant, confident. This is how he sees you. Curly hair might also, I'm just straight away, I don't think I've ever seen this before, but curly hair might also be significant here. We've also got both of these feminines here are also blonde as well, so that could also be something. So blonde, and I've got curly hair here. But definitely in Empress, right on the end of his red thread. I don't think that you're ever far from this masculine's mind. All right, let's keep going here. Get a few more cards. So we've just got soul contract. So this was the other one. So I don't think that there is any doubt as to how this masculine sees you. He sees you as his twin flame, as his soul contract. He wants spiritual union with you. It does not surprise me then that this masculine's popped up so strongly in your energy. And I think that your intuition, I'm just hearing straight away, I think that your intuition about the coffee cup is spot on. Everything else that you've been feeling it's spot on. So your intuition, I think, is spot. It's what's the word I'm looking for? It's very strong with this, which means that you will be really quite telepathically connected as well. What else have we got here? So we've got fed up, cutting ties, walking away. So this is that those karmic cycles that he is closing out that we were speaking about. So his healing journey, that real sneaky behavior. Like I said, I think that friendships really played a huge influence here. I think this is what he's currently going through. He's finding self-love through that, closing out those karmic cycles, closing out addictions, cutting ties. That real Six of Swords, that very first card that came out for you with the boat, right? Six of Swords energy, really, and Eight of Cups as well, really walking away from that does not serve him anymore as a result of this connection, right? As a result of this connection. Then we've got secretive, so sneaky, mysterious, hiding information. I'm getting a couple of things for this here. But sneaky, I kept saying sneaky, right, with his animal cards. He knows this. He knows this about himself, that he can be quite sneaky, right? In fact, that was the exact word I was using, hiding information. This is his shadow that he's going over, right, as a result of this. And then ultimately I'm hearing that he wants to come back into union with you. That's really what I'm hearing. But he knows he's been hiding information, and there probably were things kept in the dark from you as well that you would have intuition about as well. But this is all of the stuff that he's going through. Because then we've got conflict resolution, so compromising, making amends, positive outcome. He wants his positive outcome with you. So conflict resolution, I said the word conflict. I could really see that Five of Wands card. I definitely think there was quite a bit of conflict here, but I think he wants to work through this, and he wants a positive outcome here with you. He wants to make amends. Making amends, I just heard that as well. So I think maybe rehab. I'm just hearing that will really resonate with someone, but making amends, that really will resonate with someone here. But I think that your intuition around how this masculine is seeing this connection is really spot on. In fact, this masculine might even be feeling stronger about this connection than what you even think, considering that we've got both twin flame cards and we've got the soulmate card here. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay. So I've got a couple more questions. So we know what's happening with this masculine, and we know what he's working on at the moment. I really want to know what his next steps are towards you. That I actually really do want to know. You think we've got a coffee cup coming. We can see he wants to. I might get the tarot actually. I just want to see. I want to get the tarot. All right, let's get this one. All right. What are the next steps for this connection? All right, just get these. All right, let's get the energy through these cards. What are the next steps for this connection? All right, these have both come out in the reverse. I mean, in the reverse, but I'm being told to take them in the upright because these should be in the upright. I know they popped out in the reverse, but these should be in the upright because look, we've got the Ace of Cups, which is a love offer, and then we've got the Empress card. Right, so we've literally got a love offer coming towards his Empress, and that's confirming that Empress card that came up is that this is still how he sees you. Right? I mean, we could also take them in the reverse to say there has been a lack of a love offer here, due to potentially, that Empress in reverse energy, due to potentially his lack of compassion. I'm also hearing as well the Empress card is very much a card of pregnancy and fertility as well. So, and we've got the red roses here again, or pink roses in this case, just calling that out. But it is a card of fertility. So there may have been something to do with a child here that also interfered here. Something to do with a pregnancy maybe as well. But I'm going to take these in the upright, right? There is a love offer. There's a love offer coming for the Empress. Okay. Oh, was that that was also the Lover's card on the bottom there. It was in reverse, but this is the Lover's card on the bottom of the deck in reverse though. So that, I mean, that's obviously the soulmate card, twin flames, that soul contract card, I mean, it's the Lover's card. You guys have been in separation for a little while, so hence the fact it is in the reverse, but very interesting. All right, what have we got here? So then they've got the Ace of Pentacles, which is all about a very stable offer. We've got a love offer coming through. This is another offer card, very stable offer. This is coming, something that's been a long time coming. Really, this has been a long time coming because this is the Pentacles. So when I said that you guys have been in separation for quite a while, I think that's at least a few months. Really, at least a few months. And then we've got the World, or longer. But then we've got the World card, and we've got the World card in reverse. So interesting that would come out. So there, of course, there really has been blockers here that have stopped you guys from progressing through to that next phase, that next cycle. But I think that you guys want to, right? I definitely get that this is very mutual. Very mutual. This has come through in the reverse, but I think you're both wanting this to be an upright. You're both wanting to step into that new cycle with each other. There have been blockers here, though. There have been blockers. All right, but it's that shadow work. You've both had your own shadows to be getting through. All right. This is the top row. I was only wanting one more card, but two have come out. All right, so we've got These have come out in the reverse again. I will take them in the reverse, but this is what we're trying to get out of. So this was the Five of Wands that I kept seeing. This is that Five of Wands between the two of you, right? That actually, and that came in the reverse. So you guys are wanting to come out of this. This is that conflict card. You're both wanting to put down the wands. You want to actually step into, I'm hearing the word harmony with each other, right? And with these cards here, I definitely, you've got something coming. And I don't think that it's going to be very long. But you're wanting to step out of this conflict, right? And then this is the Destiny card, right? Judgment card, but it's in the reverse, right? Which means that once again there have been blockers here, right? Which we understand, right? There's been blockers between the two of you. Like I said, you have both had some really significant healing to do before you can actually step into the upright. You know, also white birds might also be a significant bird here, like a sign for you as well. So white birds. There was also a really big white bird that flew across my window, and then I got distracted and forgot to call it out. But there was actually a really big white bird that flew across my window about 5 minutes ago. So I think that white birds will really resonate with this collective. But this has come in reverse, which means that, like I said, yeah, I mean, for fear of just repeating myself, you know what I'm trying to say, is that, yeah, there have been blockers, but you've both had shadow. Both had some really serious shadow work to be dealing with, which I think, like I said, I think you're both on the journey for sure. And this masculine, I think, is really preparing to reach out to you. All right, so we've got Ace of Cups. All right, just to confirm. Oh, well, there's the Lovers in reverse. So we did want to come out, and it has come out in the reverse. All right, so and this is the current state, right? Is that you both, we're just confirming, it's just honestly just confirming what we've been talking about, is that this masculine wants to come through with you. There has been a lack of union here between the two of you, but we know why that is. That's because you guys have had this shadow work you've had to get through. Like I said, I think that both of you have had some really serious issues. I think addiction's really played into this. I think that you've both come from very, very tricky childhoods. I think that the shadows that you were both carrying for all of these years have really required some really in-depth work from the both of you. And so, yes, I mean, the Lovers, you, of course, see each other as your divine counterpart. You know, we've had the Twin Flame card come out. We've had Soul Contract card come out. We now had the Lovers card come out twice. So definitely you guys are on the same page here. But there have been blockers. So once again, now we've got the World card, we've got the Judgment card, we've got Lovers card, all in reverse. You know, they're all positive cards, but it just means that there's been a lot of blockers here up until this point. All right, then we've got the beautiful Empress. Then we've got the Four of Cups. So I think that for a long time, this masculine, right? So this is also in the upright, is a blockage card, the Four of Cups. It's around the universe, around your angels trying to actually grant you something. So there's masculine trying to actually grant this masculine his divine feminine. But he's had other distractions. He's been not looking at what's straight in front of him, you know, with this Four of Cups. He's had other distractions around him, which we've also spoken about as well. And I think for a long time, you know, he's been really avoiding his divine feminine, but this is what he's going over. This has been the blocker. This is in the blocker row here. His avoidance is what has really stopped this, but he understands this. He knows it's about himself. He knows this. He knows that this is his blocker here. All right. Oh, I wondered if this was going to come out. So we've got the Student of Air or the Page of Air, Page of Swords. So this is around truth. This is around a revelation coming towards you. This is a real truth seeker energy, and I think that this is what is going to be granted to you from the universe here is this really stable offer to come through to you, but it's going to be based on truth. I'm just hearing that there's a confession that is coming through. There is going to be a confession to come through to you. There's going to be an offer of love, but there's also going to be a confession behind it. It may start out as a coffee cup, right? It may actually start out as that, hey, how are you? How you going? Reaching out, which will, but then that is then going to lead into these extra conversations. I think that you've been waiting for this. Like I said, this is waiting for this for a very long time. And the fact that I'm seeing this stable offer pretty much means that this masculine will be coming through to you correctly. So you can actually trust what this masculine is saying, which may have been a bit of an issue given his sneakiness, right? Given the shadow that he's working through. But I definitely think you've got truth coming towards you. All right, so then, so then we've got the World in reverse, but then we've also got the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. So shadow work, like we said, so there really has been a blocker here between you guys stepping into that next phase. You both see each other as your Ten of Pentacles, right, which is really beautiful, but this has been in the reverse. So it makes sense it would come up under World in reverse, right? That makes sense. I hope you're actually seeing these cards. I'll try and push them up. Pushing them up as far as you can. I deal with very limited space here, so I'll just move these out. And I'm even wanting to put that in the upright, but it has been in the reverse. There have been blockers, as we keep saying. I don't want to keep repeating myself, but we understand what those blockers are. And everything has to happen for a reason, right? But that Ten of Pentacles, that really is my white picket fence card when it comes to love. It's the dog, it's that white picket fence, it's, family. Well, it's the Ten of Pentacles, it's the completion together. So, but, like I keep saying, there have been blockers here. You both want that Ten of Pentacles ending with each other, definitely, given everything else that we've seen here. All right, so putting down the wands. That's what I'm hearing. Putting this conflict aside. And then we've got Seer of Earth, but that just flipped out that's the King of Pentacles, but flipped out in the reverse. So I think that this is what we were talking about, is that this conflict between the two of you that you really want to be putting down really led to this instability, which is what that King of Earth is in the reverse is about. It's a really unstable energy. In the upright, you can't get any more stable than the King of Earth and the King of Pentacles, right? But in the reverse, it's a very unstable energy, lack of commitment. I'm also just hearing, so I'm going to say it, but a lack of vulnerability as well, right? But this is what you guys argued over, right? This is what you are wanting to put down. Also around that sneaky behavior as well. Doesn't surprise me that you guys used to have a serious conflict over this King of Earth in reverse energy. Doesn't surprise me, but you're wanting to both move out of that. Then we've got Judgment. And then we've got the Star card, but also in the reverse. So you've got Judgment card and then you've got Star card. These are both cards around destiny, but in the reverse. So I think This is also to do with mission work as well. I always see mission work, definitely with the Judgment card, but then also with the Star card. This is very much your call to action, stepping into your mission work, stepping into your destiny, into what, into what the universe is calling you to do. But there's, like, we both know, right, that there've been blockers. Like, I keep saying this over and over again, but there have been. But we understand what that is. We understand why that is. And I think very much that you're both wanting to turn those upright. Like, you both see each other as on the end of your red thread. And I don't think that you both see each other as each other's destiny, as each other's, divine being. But yeah, you've just had some healing to do. But I think that your intuition about this coffee cup, quite clearly, the cards are showing that I think your intuition's right here. I don't think it will be very long at all before you're hearing from this masculine. All right, I'm just going to finish off. I will actually get some message cards. I want to get some little message cards from the masculine as well. So let's just see, just to close out this reading. Yeah, I just want to get just a few little message cards here. All right, first one that just popped out, there's number 5. If I follow you, I could lose everything. Why am I hearing straight away that if he follows you on, if he sends you a friend request, I'm just hearing that if he starts following you, starts becoming a follower, if I follow you, I could lose everything. As in, he's still trying to let go a bit of that ego. I think that there's been that little bit of a blocker for him. But if he starts following, which means I would doubt that he's still following you on any of your socials. But I think he wants to send you some sort of a request. Or maybe he has sent you a request. I don't think so. I think he's popped up. I think he's popped up in your socials, but I think he's wanting to. I think straight away that's what I was hearing. If I follow you, I could lose everything. Be interesting if you get a friend request that just pops up. The number 5. Okay, so we've got the First of Swords, so breakthrough. So we've got the Student at Air here, and we've also got the Ace of Swords in this. So there is a truth coming. There is a revelation coming towards you. Like I said, I don't think it's going to be very long before this masculine is reaching out to you. He wants to get something off his chest. He wants to clear something with you. Love me. Well, we know that. I mean, he sees you as the twin flame, as the lovers, soul contract. All right, a couple more. Then we've got the number 2. I feel the same way. Yeah, I mean, you guys are mirroring. I think there's a lot of love here between the two of you. I'm just seeing the numbers 5, 1, 2. That could also be. I don't know why. I just heard like some sort of a phone number or car number, something like that. 512. All right, these are coming out quite slowly, I have to say. The 1 of Cups. There's the love offer, so that's confirming. So we've had it twice. The Ace of Cups twice. Like, that's a little bit magic. You really can't make this up. So 1 of Cups. So you've got a love offer coming. You've got something coming through to you. You intuitively know this. That's the coffee cup. Then you've got, will you choose me? So when he does come through, I think this is what's playing on his mind. Couple more here. Oh, okay, we've actually got a few. I think that'll be more than enough. So we've got 2. I need more balance. Yeah, well, I think that that is specifically, I'm seeing the Temperance card straight away. So I think that's specifically what's going on in his life. These are these karmic cycles that he's closing out, and he is actually getting more balance in his life. He understands what he has to do. Also, the number 22, you could be seeing a lot of 222s as well. I will say to the number 4. So the number 4 is also divine masculine energy. It's Emperor energy as well. Just heard that I should call that out. Oh, then we've got another 2. So we've got I'm open to compromise. So 222. That's also a really, if you are familiar with twin flame numbers, the 222, that's actually quite a significant twin flame number as well. But I'm open to compromise. Oh, look, we've got a number 21. Look, 21, 21. You could be seeing a lot of, like, I think you're seeing a lot of 222s. You could also be seeing 21 as well. But you are so very special. Oh, and then the number 1 again. I am coming. Trust. So I think that's pretty clear. I think you've got a message on the way, and I think that you'll be seeing a lot of signs and synchronicities at the moment. So a lot of 222s, 111s, things along those lines. And look, I think you've definitely got something. We've got, yeah, I mean, can't say any more than that, really. So if you've made it all the way through to this reading, that really is the end. So if you've made it all the way through to the end, then I would ask that you'd like and subscribe to this channel. Of course, it helps me, but more importantly, it helps these messages get out to those that need to hear them as well. So yeah, just helps YouTube get those messages out. And that's really it for the day. It would be really great if this is your collective. It would be really lovely to actually hear from you, to be honest, to hear how this has gone for you. So very interested to know. Little bit nosy. All right. Anyways, but that's it for today. So I'll leave it there, and I'll see you in the next reading.